But for the general members who were known, well known, so that it shouldn't said they are now part of this necessarily organization. It was then said because our leader Mandela had been the one pushing this discussion, he should then go and establish this organization. The ANC will remain an organization of the non-whites. Now that was done so that there should be a distinction between these two organizations. So
okay, this is Jacob Gedehlegisa Mhlanganyelwa Zuma explaining ukuthi you need to understand how Umkhonto Wesizwe came about, and you need to understand the involvement of Mandela in initiating Umkhonto Wesizwe. I know a lot of you guys will say, you're fun. I know a lot of some people were saying to me, hey, Wanabongani, you're so disrespectful. How do you call an elderly person by his names? Well, I hope you will say the same thing to Kanyile when he was announcing Zuma as the president of Umkhonto Wesizwe in the ballot. A lot of people need to understand this. When you are on the media, there are words and way of saying things other than when I meet him. If I meet him, definitely I will refer to him as Bab Zuma. President Zuma. That's a way of respecting the man, because he's far older than me. In fact, he's got children who could be my father. So yeah. But then for media purposes, that's how you address matters. You can't just say Bab Zuma. Yeah. So now we are still on the question of how Mandela was involved and how the other kings of the time, how they were involved in the formation of Umkhonto Wesizwe. It's still, as you look into Jacob Zuma explaining that concept, as he takes you back, you don't realize there's more into this. The ANC, actually they don't understand what they are saying. But nevertheless, because you and I understand what we are doing, I put it to you that you do the following. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the super thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, will bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. So I am going to give you a video and allow Zuma to expand on the idea of how Umkhonto Wesizwe came about. But I like the fact that when you say Umkhonto Wesizwe is ANC, and then Zuma says, listen, by the way, this is how Umkhonto Wesizwe was formed. It was formed way after ANC has been in existence, and it was never formed to be an ANC branch, but it was formed as it exists. So once you in business, guys, they say business have its own life. So in other words, you can't just business must be treated like an entity. So if you define Umkhonto Wesizwe as an entity, then you can't say you can't use the word look interchangeably ANC and Umkhonto Wesizwe. But before I expand on this, take a look at this.
But for the general members who were known, well known, so that it shouldn't said they are now part of this necessarily organization. It was then said because our leader Mandela had been the one pushing this discussion, he should then go and establish this organization. The ANC will remain an organization of the non-whites. Now that was done so that there should be a distinction between these two organizations, so that when either soldiers are found or whatever, or freedom fighters, they should know they belong to an organization which was a secret organization, not the ANC. And if you were an ANC member, but you did not join Umkhonto, it did not make it automatic that you are now Umkhonto. No, you remain the ANC. If you are Umkhonto without joining the ANC, you are not necessarily ANC, you are Umkhonto Wesizwe. I joined Umkhonto Wesizwe early after its formation, and I was a member of the ANC, which was operating underground then. I was a member yeah. But I couldn't say because I was an ANC member, I was then automatically an MK. No. There was a difference. After the president of the ANC, Chief Luthuli, had proposed the name of this new organization, he told a story which I've been telling all the time, that we use the sticks to fight, but if there is war, we use the spear. And he said, now that we are saying let us declare the war, maybe we should take our spear. If we take our spear to fight, which is normally carried by one person, now it is a whole nation carrying the spear. So it is Umkhonto Wesizwe.
Okay, so this therefore tells me that I don't understand what the ANC actually here are saying. That's why Jacob Zuma speaks about the fact that the ANC, they haven't submitted an argument. And when he said that, I was kind of like, and then I went back a bit and I was like, let me listen to what they've submitted. Because by principle, MK, indeed, it was an entity on itself that worked or that had a partnership with ANC. So then if that's the case, the same people then fast forward, the same ANC under Ramaphosa, the announcement came through the mouth of Jesse Duarte, decide that we are dissolving this entity that has been part of us for a very long time. Then what's the point, or what are you submitting in court in your defense to say it was yours when you made such utterances that you are dissolving that? Mind you, it existed on itself, but in partnership with ANC. So when the war was over, there was no longer that much of a need for this. By the way, I met an individual in like around Atteridgeville. He owns a, should I say, a tavern, we spoke with that man, and he told me how he's actually a member of MK, and how he literally fought for this country. The people that are often celebrated in the ANC as people who fought for the country, sometimes it's not even the truth. I met that man, and he tells me his story. He says as soon as them, as MK, soon as they came back to this country, they were never taken care of, right? To a point that he says, my man, I regret fighting for the local. I regret fighting for this country, because I lost a lot of life. I mean, I could have done a lot for my life, but I came back, and he was like, I didn't even have a house. Now, that's why you begin to see the separation of the ANC and the MK, because ANC comrade, they are sorted financially, they are pashasha. All of them financially are spot on, they're okay. Around Atteridgeville, you will see members of ANC chowing money like nobody's business. But this member who was a member of MK, then he was not taken care of. And I will listen to his justification, or what he was saying. He was saying, it speaks about this thing of the distinction between MK and ANC. They were looked down upon because they were never the ANC. And because of that, they were left on the street, and they had to fend for themselves. So he spoke about how much after the fight, and when they came back to the country, he had to find himself a house and start afresh. They were not there. They didn't care about him. They only cared about the other comrade. So you can see from there, as you listen to these lifetime stories, you get to see what there was this separation of who you are. Which camp do you belong to? We belong to the ANC. You are the MK. You are the one. They are the group of inferior people. That's what I was getting from the man, and he was like, I regret fighting for this country. So, listening to the argument made by Jacob Zuma and listening to the argument made by ANC, I'm looking at the date, and I'm like, I'm worried about when will we get the conclusion of the matter. Because, I mean, honestly speaking, this is March, and we're just a week away before we conclude March. So if we are a week away before we conclude March, and mind you, if we conclude March, we enter which month? April. And so if we're in April, the problem is, from April, we are left with only April. The following month is election. Yes, the elections are in the actual month end of May. But if the judgment is given on April, mid-April, for instance, my complaint, my worry is that this judgment is gonna take a lot, and there's gonna be appeals, there's gonna be this, there's gonna be that, there's gonna be this. Do you foresee us having peace about this issue of Umkhonto Wesizwe? By the way, something is being mentioned here is that when COPE was formed, the colors that COPE were used, they contested, I think even the local at some point, they didn't win. They eventually lost it in court. So, the LC do acknowledge that, indeed, they've lost at some point. They've lost war. They've lost when it comes to the issue of logos and all the stuff. I don't know why I'm so tired, guys. But at least I'm gonna do one video from now and then. Wow. I think you can even hear my energy is just dropped a little bit. But nevertheless, we are concluding this video. So tell me your thought. Tell me your opinion in the comment section below. Me and you guys will see each other in the next one. But until such a time, please take care.